Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I am going to apply a full face makeup in front of you guys, but these are all products that are like my yearly favorite for the year of 2019. So majority of them are K-beauty, but there are some that are like Western, but majority of them are K-beauty, FYI. Now the first one I want to talk about is actually my contact lens, which I'll show you guys a close-up. The one that I've been living for the years, actually the Olens VV ring in the color brown. I just love how natural this is, but also give me like the enlarging effect. I still love a lot of my Spanish and also my island collection, but if I have to choose one favorite for the year, it would have to be this Olens VV brown. I just love how it just suits me really well. And I'm just surprised that I love something that is more natural side, because I usually tend to go for like a green or blue, but if I have to think of it generally, not just the latest collection, it would definitely be this Olens VV ring. Yeah, so next will be priming, and the first one is this Colourpop. Oh my gosh, just like a big crack. So I've been loving this Colourpop hydrating primer, and this is a recent addition to my collection, but I just really love this a lot. Other than my Too Faced Hangover primer, I tend to lean more towards like a Western primer, just because I don't really like the silicone texture or the really creamy texture for Korean beauty. So with with my primer, I tend to go towards more Western one, because they are much more moisturizing on the face, much more hydrating, and it feels nice on my dry skin. But one thing I noticed with this primer is that it doesn't really cover up a lot of big pores, so you just have to be really mindful of that. So if you know that you have big pores, maybe avoid this or just apply other primer on the big pores area. But partly I love this a lot because it feels really nice and moisturizing on the face, especially now that it is summer. So I just love that this just glides on easily. The way I apply this is like applying moisturizer on my face basically, as you can tell. But yeah, that is why I really like this primer a lot. Next is also from Colourpop, and this is the concealer. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Concealer. This is a new addition, and I recently just got it, and my friend Judy gave this to me. Thank you, Judy. And I didn't expect to actually like it as much, but I actually love it a lot, because just like she said, this is really great for dry skin, especially those under eyes area, and I do have very dry skin underneath my eye bag. So this one actually feels very creamy on the skin, which I really like, and the shade I'm using is Light 40, and it just comes in like this spoolie applicator as well. And I'm just gonna apply this on my under bag area and also under my nose here. I like this concealer a lot because it does give you that like a little bit of that cooling effect as well, which is awesome. So I'm just applying a little bit on where I have redness as well, just to cover up a bit of that. I like to use my cushion puff and just pat it in. I find patting it in like this, this gives much more of a better conceal on the face, because the concealer is already creamy enough for it to blend it really nicely onto the face as well. I love my Hera black foundation, and this is in the shade 25 and 1. I think this is not the darkest shade, but I think it's the second darkest shade in the collection, and I've used almost like half tube already. This is actually quite pricey, but compare this to the black foundation cushion, this is much more worth it, because you can control how much foundation you want it to come out, because it has like this pump. So I only usually just pump like 1, 2, and this one like will not last, but it will fill up my entire face, which is awesome. I just love this foundation a lot, because it feels really nice on the skin. It gives such a good medium to high coverage, and it is long lasting. It covers all my pores. Like, it just basically ticks all the boxes. Like, I've already loved the Hera black cushion for a long time, so when they released this black foundation, I was like, yes, I need to get this instantly. And with the black cushion, I still love it, especially when I go out, I just bring that if I need to touch up, but other than that, I always just use this foundation. So you can see this much, and I still have a lot on my hand, but I will just use the rest for my neck area. And again, I'm just using a puff and just patting everything in, because that way it just gives a better finish on my face. And I love this foundation as well because it doesn't show any of my dry patches. Next is this Prep and Prime, and this is from MAC, and this is the collaboration with Pony. I love using this just to set my face before I do the rest of my makeup, because I don't usually set my face with any powder. So having this Prep and Prime really helps just to settle all my base makeup in before I continue on to the rest. And what I like to do is first shake it, because it has like this ball and then gives you like this iridescent finish as well. I don't know what it does, but I mean, shaking it just looks really cool as well. And then I just spray. And I like to be very generous with this because it just feels so hydrating and so cooling at the same time, especially when the weather is so hot right now. I can just keep spraying this just to like cool me down. And then this one set into the face really quickly. Loving this Hera Brow Designing Auto Pencil, and I previously before that I really loved this Tony Moly Perfect Hard Brow Pencil or something like that, and then that one discontinued, so I had to find a new eyebrow pencil that I really like. And so when I found this Hera, I was like, yes, I have to get this. And I'm really glad because it just is so easy to apply, especially for those who are beginners with applying eyebrows stuff. Like this would be perfect. And I got mine in the shade number 33. So one side is like this angled pointy pencil part, and then the other side is like the mascara wand. So the only downside to this is that when I get sweaty at times like this, because it's summer, it's really hard for me to open up the cap. But other than that, everything else is really easy. And I'm gonna do my best to do my brows today, but it's really hard because I have so many like unwanted hairs coming out, because it's been like 3 weeks since I last threaded my brows. I usually tend to thread it like every fortnightly, but because it's the holiday season, everything shut down. My eyebrow lady's on holiday. I can't do my brows till like next week, but I mean, it's okay. We will make it work. So I think that's good enough for my brows. The next thing we're going to do is the eyes, and the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes with this Urban Decay original eyeshadow primer portion. I think they have like a new packaging now, but I'm trying to finish this up and I really do love this. I always tend to just go back to this. Again, with Korean Beauty, if I don't use this, I would use my VDL primer, but usually I just tend to go for this one just because the texture is nice and I just know that it just works. With a lot of Korean primer, it's very hard to find a nice creamy texture. A lot of it again is like very silicone-y, just like the face primer. So yeah, and I just like to apply just a little bit, and then I would just apply the rest on my bottom lash line as well, because I tend to smudge at the bottom as well. For the eyeshadow palette, I've been loving the Etude House Play Color Eyes ever since I got them, and this is in the Caffeine Holic collection. Now this one, I just love the neutral shades of all of these colors here because they all look really beautiful and just very neutral and warm, and it just fits on any single kind of occasion. And the glitter for this are so amazing. Like, if I would have to pick just one Etude House palette from like all the palettes I have, I would choose a Caffeine Holic, which obviously I am. And I still don't know what eyeshadow look I'm going to do, but I'm just going to wing it. A lot of you guys have also asked me what brushes I tend to use for my eyes as well. I do use a combination quite a bit here, but they're all quite dirty, so I'm going to clean it off. But a lot of it, I tend to use a lot of Sigma, some Zoeva as well. But the thing is, I've been loving this whole bundle collection from Colourpop. And this set, when I got it, I bought it with the Bare Essential palette, but I just look at the price, it's only $44, and currently Colourpop have like a sale of $33, but unfortunately this is out of stock, so hopefully they bring it back. I'll put the link down below for you guys. But I calculated in this whole bundle you get like 14 brushes from face to eyes, And if you think about it, $44 for 14, one brush only costs like $3, which is crazy. So obviously I can see why it's sold out, and I didn't expect to like it as much, but I just love it a lot. I end up liking it. I end up using this more than all my brushes that I have here that I usually use, because you have like the blending brush, you have that flat brush for the eyes, you have that rounded brush, you know, to apply on the other part of your eyes. The only brushes I haven't used yet are the face one, which I'll use in this video, but I will tell you guys what brushes I am going to use in this video. But these are the brushes I've been using, and I really do recommend, you know, for those who really are looking for brushes to actually get this. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they will release this out again really soon, because I honestly think this is such a good steal and such good brushes for the value as well. Using E15, which is like a fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip into the fifth one here, which is like a mauve brown shade. And then I'm gonna apply this on my crease. I don't know what makeup look I'm gonna do yet, so I'm just gonna wing it, guys, FYI. And I usually just apply this on my crease area just to deepen up my lid, because I have a very small lid space. And then just window wiping motion at the end, and then going back and forth. Next color I'm gonna use is probably gonna be the shade darker, this one here, which is also a matte one. The brush I'm using is E18, and I'm just applying this all over my lid space. Taking the brush E17, which is like a brown, much more dense, fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip this probably into the sparkly brown here. Luckily it's not too sparkly, so I can put this on the outer part of my eyes and then pack any excess, because I don't want to have any fallout, and just applying this on the outer part of my eye. Just pressing it in. I'm just applying the rest on my lower lash line. Next thing I'm gonna do is use my pinky, and I'm gonna dip this nice champagne rose gold color. Okay, now that is pretty. That is a very nice pink, champagne pink color. I usually like to apply with my pinky because it just shows the glitter way more. I noticed with, you know, when it comes to Korean eyeshadows. And I just apply quite generously because I like the color. It's very pretty. What I do is I use the same brush I used previously for the dark brown, just that one, and then just blend everything out. The next thing will be the eyeliner, and the one I've really been loving is the Japanese brand. This is the Yuzu or Yuzu, whatever it's called, but this is the eye opening liner. I've always just been loving this a lot, and I just love how this looks so pretty, and this one has a really fine tip as well, and this was inspired by like Japanese calligraphy brushes and stuff, so it's supposed to be very soft when you apply, just give you a very smooth finish, and it's transfer proof. It's like the blackest of the black as well. Obviously it has a lot of different colors when it comes to it, but I only love the black one, and even Pony Effect love this a lot as well. But again, I'm gonna do this off camera because I'm not good at applying eyeliner on camera. And the other thing I'm gonna do off camera is tight line, and I've been loving the Clio Gel Pencil Waterproof Pencil Gel Liner. And this one, it's so cute. I legit thought that this was where you have to twist it out for the gel to come out, but actually no, you open it up, twist it, and then the gel will come out. This one does have a little bit of sparkle, but doesn't affect anything when you do tight line because it's such a faint glitter on the eyes. And then I will use my mascara, and I've been loving my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I like to get just the mini one because you have to like dispose it like after 3 months, so I don't often use makeup on weekdays, so having this is for 3 months is good. So I'm gonna do those 3 off camera. So yeah, and I will be back. I'm back with my lashes and my eyeliner, eye tight line, and mascara. I know the eyelashes is a bit dramatic, but yeah, we're just gonna use this. And onto the bronzer now, and I've always been loving the Skinfood Sugar Mix Shading. I think I've had this probably for a while now, but it's finally nearly going to hit pan. I just like that it has this 2 gradient color, and what I like to do is I just like to swirl it around. So I'm just gonna use the Colourpop F18. Man, this feels so soft. And even though it's like sort of like a flat brush, I'm just gonna try. So what I like to do is I just like to mix like this, 2 together, and then I just use it. Oh yes! The blush I've been loving is the 3CE Face Blush, and this is in the shade Rose Beige. I know I just did a review on this, but I just love how pigmented this is. Like looking at it, you know, in real life, it's like it looks really orange, but actually applying on my face, it just looks really natural, and I just love it a lot. So I'm just gonna use this blush here, and this is F21, so it's like a angled one. I'm just gonna, a little bit goes a long way, guys, so definitely tap the excess. And then just smile. So I'll just apply a little bit. So the highlighter I'm going to use today is the Skin Blush in number 1, and I've done a review for this as well. And this one is like a gold finish, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to actually use, I don't think this is a highlighter brush, but we're just going to wing it. And this is F20, and I'm just going to swirl it like this. But yeah, it's picking up. So apply my cheekbone area. Oh, I might have put a little bit too much, but it's okay. The last thing for the face is the lips, and I've been loving the BT21 Art and Lip Liner, and this one, can't remember what shade this is, but it's basically this pink one. So it's like a nice neutral warm pink shade. So I'm just gonna apply it all over my lip. And on top of that, I'm going to use my Peripera Ink Eddie Velvet in number 5, and this one is called Genius Rosy Pink. So it's a beautiful mauvey pink shade. Ignore the hammering, but yeah, and I just apply eyelid. Using that lip liner and this Peripera Ink Eddie Velvet, it is such a perfect combo, and I just love the finish of it. It just makes this particular color just pop up a little bit more. But yeah, this have been the color that I tend to keep going for in this particular collection as well, so definitely love this a lot. So yeah, so this is the complete look, and then to set everything, I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Obviously Jaclyn Hill has loved this a lot, and I finally got my hands on this, and then since then everything, you know, that I do, every makeup that I do, I always set it with this. I mean, I feel like this is gonna run out really soon, but meh, I'm just gonna use it generously, just like that. And I just love how it just feels so cooling again. Like it reminds me of the MAC Prep and Prime, but obviously this one will help, you know, set my face a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoy my video of this, of all my favorites for 2019. Let me know down below what are your favorites that I haven't possibly tried or you think that I may like. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.